Hi guys, welcome back. Second time doing this video. A little behind the scenes, break the fourth wall type deal. I was almost all the way through this video and my phone crashed, my camera thing. Yeah, because I got that new Pixel phone and it's better camera than I've ever had, so I use this now. I will get a dedicated camera again, but this is the best I've ever had, for God's sake, so why would I bother right now? Anyway, besides blah, 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 blah. Anyway, second time doing this video. Let's get into it. For the last few days, I've wore Tom Ford Eau Dombre Leather, the new Tom Ford. The reason I went with a few days is I really wanted to give it a really good wearing, to give you guys a really good, like my old videos, I used to wear stuff for 4 or 5 days and then do a video on them. I found that a little excessive. 2 or 3 days, I found I could get, you know, a really good, some of them just one day. Most of them just one day now, especially because I'm more seasoned veteran than I used to be. But I really wanted to give this a try. Really wanted to give it a fair shake because it's got some mixed reactions. And I'll get into why, I think, at the end of the video. Stick around for that. If not, you can turn it off, you know, once I've done the review. But might be a little rambling. Might be a longer part of the video. Anyway, let's get into it. $200, 50 mil. Is it worth it? We'll talk about that at the end too. Accords, vanilla, warm, spicy leather, aromatic, powdery, animalic, sweet. That animalic is the Tom Ford. I always talk about it when you smell a Tom Ford. Most Tom Fords have this signature DNA to them, this signature scent, this signature accord, whatever you want to call it. I call it a funk because it is a bit funky. This does have that, but it's not extreme like in some of them. Some of them are just, yeah, just too much. But if you smelled enough Tom Fords like I have, you can smell a Tom Ford and almost pick up, oh, that's a Tom Ford, or a really good tube. You know what I mean? That's because it has that Tom Fordiness, right? That Tom fizzle to it. So, yeah. Notes are vanilla, cardamom, leather, ginger, ambrofix, coriander. How I applied it, one in my moisturizer, one on the back of my neck, shirt on, one kind of on the shirt and a bit of the neck here, and one in each crink of the elbow. So 5 sprays. It was a good amount, perfect amount for this fragrance. You could probably get away with a little less if it's warmer out. Maybe with an extra spray when it gets really cold out. We're coming into fall, so it's just the evenings are getting chilly, but it's perfect for that. Let's get right into the smell. As soon as I spray it on, I get vanilla and spice. The ginger pops, giving it a bit of a, well, a ginger, almost peppery kind of ginger spice. And the cardamom is there, sweet, soft, spicy cardamom. You definitely pick on that. I even pick up on a little bit of the coriander, though it's very faint. So yeah, you get a nice vanilla spice combo. And within a few minutes, this soft suede-like leather. Now, this is not a heavy leather like the other Tom Ford Ombre leathers. It's definitely there, but like I said, it's more of a soft, maybe even a secondary note, you know what I mean? Something a little bit in the background. Not completely in the background, because it is there, it is noticeable, but it's not the main player. And, you know, it is named leather, so maybe that could be an argument for some of the people that don't like it. But for me, it's just the right amount of leather, because we all know I am not the biggest leather fan. Especially hard leathers or loud leathers like in the other Tom Fords. They were never my thing. I appreciated them for what they were. They were great fragrances. I think I talked about that. Ombre leather. Definitely out of all of them before this one, out of all the Tom Ford, out of all most leather fragrances, not just Tom Fords, would probably have been my favorite. But even that was just way too much leather for me. I'm not a leather fan. And here's a little tidbit. Just from personal experience, yours might be different. I don't find women, because at the end of the day, most of us wear fragrances to get positive attention. Most heterosexual men want positive attention from women. And the thing is most women don't care for heavy leather fragrances. It's too much for them. And that's been my experience with the Tom Ford Ombre leathers, pretty much any other heavy leather fragrance that I wore. It's more the men who like leather than the women. Not that women, there's certain women that don't like it. I'm just saying in general, That's been my experience. Tell me your experience. Maybe it's just been my experience. But women tend to more go for, like I said, soapy, clean, citrusy, sweet fragrances. The musky, heavy musk and leather fragrances, or real woody fragrances, don't really seem to do it for them as well as those ones. But hey, that's just my personal experience. Yours can be completely different, and that's cool. We're allowed to have different experiences. That's life. But anyway, get back to the scent. Like I said, the leather comes out, blah, blah, blah. There's also a nice smokiness to this scent, and I'm not sure what accord or note to attribute that to. I'm guessing it's a bit of the leather and Ambrofix combo, giving it a bit of that smoky vibe. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I'm guessing. And as it goes on, you start getting into, you know, the end of the mid, into the dry down. The sweet, powdery vanilla starts to become more prominent, mixing with the wood-like Ambrofix, till eventually, in the far dry down, it becomes very soft vanilla, almost chocolatey-like fragrance. It's sitting pretty close to the skin. You've got to dig to get it, but it's there, and it's nice. It's nice. So, which brings me to performance. Again, some people have trashed the performance on this one. I get adequate to above average performance on it on my skin, and I've worn it for 3 or 4 days. Like I said, it's not like just a one-day thing. A projection is okay. For a solid hour, it's a little bit more than an arm's length out there. It takes about another hour to come in, so solid 2 hours of projection. Then it gives you a nice bubble. 4 or 5 hours, you're picking up whiffs and wafts. You're leaving a nice trail. People are going to smell you when you walk by. People are going to smell you from a couple feet away. Then for a couple hours, it's a decent skin scent. You know, half a dozen, 7 inches off the skin. When people get a little closer to you, they're going to pick up whiffs and wafts of it again. Then it's a skin scent, pretty light skin scent. Time to reapply. So like I said, 7-8 hours. Perfectly acceptable for an eau de toilette, especially. So yeah, it's fine. Fine. A lot of people are saying this smells like Baby Cat by Yves Saint Laurent. I don't know. Could be right. I've never smelled Baby Cat. It was never on my radar because, A, it's hard to find in stores. I can't find it anywhere in stores here. Super expensive just to blind buy online. And it was called Baby Cat. To me, I just thought, oh, it's going to be a, you know, a woman's. I knew there was spices and vanilla, but I mean, you can be fooled by notes. To me, it was, when I heard the name Baby Cat, saw the notes over the years, I was like, you know what? That just kind of smells like a woman's perfume. Like a sweet floral, white floral, vanilla, you know, rosy woman's perfume type deal, you know, with vanilla. It just wasn't my deal. They should have named it something else. That might have been, now it's on my radar, just slightly. I'm not going to go out of my way to find it, but if I do see it for a decent price, I'll probably pick it up at some point in time. But, you know, just shouldn't have named it Baby Cat. It's kind of off-putting to dudes. Anyway, to me, if I was going to say what it smells like, I don't have anything in my collection that smells like this, but I have a couple fragrances that are in the same kind of vein as this, them type, you know, and surprisingly, it's a couple of elixirs. It's the Dior Sauvage Elixir and the Hugo Boss Bottle Elixir. Now, these are not the same. You're not going to put Dior here and then Tom Ford here and be like, I can't tell the difference. No, same as the Boss and the Tom Ford, you know, I can't tell the difference. They are identical. Not at all. Not at all. You'll be able to tell it. I'm just saying it's the same type of fragrance to me. Warm, spicy, vanilla, woody, aromatic kind of scent. They fall into that same kind of category. It has more in common with them than anything else I own, but it doesn't smell like anything else I own. Also, a little reminiscent of just slightly Cusade by Lattafa. 1 second, I'll go get it. This one here. Yeah. Now, again, they don't smell the same. Like, you can do they don't smell the same. It's just, this has got a bit of that powdery vanilla and spice, and a bit of a oud wood combo instead of the leather. But it's in that same family, spicy vanilla wood type fragrance. So yeah, that's more what I would say it falls in that kind of vibe. Now, is it worth $200? Personally, after wearing it for 3 or 4 days, absolutely. I don't. Normally, what'll happen if something's not worth it, I'll get buyer's remorse a couple days later and be like, oh, after I've worn it 2 or 3 times, be like, oh, it's okay, I kind of got caught in the hype or, whatever when I bought it. And not this at all. I actually found myself wanting to get up in the morning and put this on. And that's one of the biggest compliments you can give a fragrance, really, is when you want to wear it on a daily basis. I would wear this as a signature scent pretty much all year round if it wasn't so much money. But I'll wait till Latif or someone brings out a dupe, and I'll buy the dupe, and then I'll be able to get that smell without costing $5 a spray. But yeah, very nice fragrance on me. Very nice, good performance. Compliments, I got, about three or four in the last few days wearing it. Most people said it smells really nice. Oh, that smells really nice. It smells nice. Nothing like, oh my God, nobody went nuts with it. Like, that smells so expensive. It smells like you should be at a high-end poker table, lighting cigars with hundreds, placing $1,000 bets on aces and eights, like, no, nothing like that. It just, everybody thought it smelled good. And then when I asked people, of course, they all thought it smelled really good. So it is what it is. All right, I've been rambling now for 11 minutes. Let's do this real quick. My talk about what I think is going on, the reception that it's getting. I think your average person who just likes cologne or is just looking for a fragrance to wear, or even your average collector like me and you, not super hardcore fanboys of certain fragrances, will like this fragrance. It's pleasing, it's pleasant, it smells, masculine without being alpha male-ish, all that stuff. It's got everything most people like, spices and a little bit of nice leather, some smoke, some woods. It's a nice fragrance. It's going to set the world on fire? Absolutely not. But it's a nice fragrance, and it performs fine. I think the people who are... And it's unfortunate that a couple of them have a pretty big following on like the socials, because that might hurt this some. They tend to be ombre leather fanboys, not even Tom Ford fanboys, because it's, you can like Tom Ford. I like Tom Ford, but I'd even consider me a fanboy, maybe. But there's a lot I don't like about Tom Ford. Like I said, when he uses that Tom Ford signature, when it's too much, it's too much. And a lot of his fragrances that are unisex lean way too feminine for me. So, I mean, I like Tom Ford. I'm a fan. I wouldn't say I'm a fanboy. But a lot of the hate, I think, is coming from more people who are ombre leather fanboys. They're them guys who just love leather, hard, heavy leather. And they didn't get it with this, and they were upset. They're upset by it. So they're subconsciously, I'm not saying any of them are doing it on purpose, but a lot of people subconsciously who like to just wanted more ombre leather. If you wanted more ombre leather, get more ombre leather. This is a fine leather fragrance for people like me and most other people who just like a little bit of leather. We don't want to smell like, ombre leather, like somebody spilled raspberry ice cream on my brand new leather seats in my car on a hot day. We don't want to smell like that. We like leather. We like leather as an accompanying note, as a background note. We like more of the soft suede type of leather than the dark, heavy leathers. And those are the guys that really wanted this to be. And it's also a little annoying because a lot of people are like, give us something different. We're so tired of the same thing. And then you get something that's not even all that different, but different enough. And like, no, too different. Too different. No, it's not what we wanted. We wanted something different, but the same. Blows your mind, So anyway, that's my little rant on that. My thing to you, though, is, again, at that price, if you're expecting if you're a big leather, Tom Ford leather fan of any leather fragrance, really a heavy leather fragrance, you're probably, if you go in thinking you're going to get more of that dark, dank, heavy, masculine leather, you're not. You're probably not going to like this. But if you're like, 95% of the population out there who like a little leather in their fragrance, not a super duper amount, you're probably going to like this. But my thing is give it a try, because at that price, don't blind buy it. Even I wasn't going to blind buy it. Like I said, I tested it in the store 2 or 3 times, wore it 2 or 3 days in this from wearing it in the store. So in total, I probably worn this about a week. So yeah, it's a great fragrance. No regrets purchasing it myself, but if you can't try it, try to get a decant of it, or wait until Latafa or Paris Corner or Armaf, whatever one Milestone Perfumes releases a dupe of it, which they will, and you pick that up for $20, $30, $40 instead of $200, and hopefully it's a good clone and you'll get to try that scent profile out. But until then, guys, yeah, don't judge anything on my opinion or anybody else's opinion, whether they like or hate something. Try it yourself. It's all I'm going to say to end this. So try it yourself, for the love of God. Just try it. Anything, not just a fragrance. Just try something. You want to try a certain food, a certain soap, a certain whatever. Try it. And if you like it, cool. If you don't, that's okay. Nobody's saying you got to like this. I'm just saying I think a lot of the hate is unjustified and a little butthurtish, you know what I mean, from ombre leather fanboys. So, all right, guys, that's it. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.